it seems like we are progressing towards possibly creating a super intelligent system. And AGI and ASI, if I had one, gave it to you, put you in the room, what would be the first question you ask it? Maybe the first set of questions. Like, there's so many topics that you worked on and are interested in. Is there like a first question that you really just, if you can get an answer, solid answer, what would it be?
Well, the first thing I would ask is, how much should I even be talking to? For sure, because it's not clear to me at all that getting somebody to tell you an answer in the long run is optimal. It's the difference between when you're a kid learning math and having an older sibling that'll just tell you the answers, right? Like, sometimes it's just like, come on, just give me the answer. Let's move on with this, cancer protocol and whatever. Like, great. But in the long run, the process of discovering it yourself, how much of that are we willing to give up? And by getting a final answer, how much have we missed of stuff we might have found along the way? Now, I don't know what the the thing is. I don't think it's correct to say don't do that at all. Take the time in all the blind alleys, and like that may not be optimal either. But we don't know what the optimal is. We don't know how much we should be stumbling around versus having somebody tell us the answer.
That's actually a brilliant question to ask AGI then.
I mean, if it's
that's
really,
if it's really an AGI,
if it's really an AGI, I'm like, tell me what the balance is. Like, how much should I be talking to you versus stumbling around in the lab and making all my own mistakes? It was at 70-30, 10-90. I don't know. So that would be the
and then
first.
The AGI will say you shouldn't be talking to me.
It may well be. It may say, what the hell did you make me for in the first place? You guys are screwed. Like, that's possible.
Yeah.
The second question I would ask is, what's the answer I should be? What's the question I should be asking you that I probably am not smart enough to ask you? That's the other thing I would say.
This is really complicated. It's a really, really strong question. But again, the answer might be, you wouldn't understand the question it proposes, most likely. So I think for me, I would probably, assuming you can get a lot of questions, I would probably go for questions where I would understand the answer. Like, it would uncover some small mystery that I'm super curious about. Because if you ask big questions like you did, which is really strong questions, I just feel like I wouldn't understand the answer. If you ask it, what question should I be asking you? It would probably say something like, what is the shape of the universe? And you're like, what? Why is that important? Right? You would be very confused by the question it proposes.
Yeah.
I would probably want to, it would just be nice for me to know, straight up, first question, how many living, intelligent alien civilizations are in the observable universe? Yeah, that would just be nice.
Yeah.
To know, is it zero or is it a lot? I just want to know that. And then, unfortunately, it might be give me a Michael Levin answer.
That's what I was about to say, is that my guess is it's going to be exactly the problem you said, which is it's going to say, oh my God, I mean, right in this room, you got, and like, oh man.
Yeah. Everything you need to know about alien civilizations is right here in this room. In fact, it's inside your own body.
Just for starters.
AGI, thank you. All right, Michael, dear one of my favorite scientists, one of my favorite humans. Thank you for everything you do in this world.
Thank you so much.
Truly, truly fascinating work, and keep going for all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's great to see you. Like, it's always a good discussion. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.